they forget that you're there. And there are moments when something would be said or done, and I would say, oh, I hope no one realizes I'm in the room. And you just kind of be like, please don't realize I'm in. And then, and usually they wouldn't, and you just kind of like sulk down. Those are like funny moments happen, but that's just the nature of that job. You're so invisible, and that's why, these pictures happen. And to bring it back to Stephen's point, that's the same with, people like Doug and Stephen and, these photographers that the president knows and respects. It really would be the same kind of thing that particularly if it's a photographer he knows, he forgets. He's doing his job, and that's an argument that I think is an effective argument for the press to make is they're just as invisible after the first 5 minutes as a White House photographer.
Well, I think, Samantha, I think though people like Stephen and Doug and Dennis, who've been around for a number of years and have spent a lot of time with each of these presidents, they become more comfortable, right? The president's going to become more comfortable with Stephen because he's used to having him around. I mean, George Bush was looking for him on the plane, right? So it's like the more you're around them, the more I was around the president and the first lady, the more comfortable they are with me. Same with you, right? So I think if the press photographers are around them a lot, then yeah, they become invisible.
I appreciate the point about invisibility, transparency. It becomes almost like gender neutral. But then there's many images I thought, Samantha, in particular, you took that were very distinct. Let's say there's the one image that I think I can remember that has Michelle Obama on a couch, and you only see this beautiful flow of dress, just the most beautiful image, the most striking image, and a man would not have taken that image. And so I totally appreciate the point about we're just like, we're just the photographer, and then everyone disappears and they don't know we're here. But if you could, that image, for example, if you could speak to that for a minute, it was just, it was so exquisite. It was very intimate, and a man would not have taken that picture, I don't think.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's a fairly graphic picture, but it is emotional as well, which is a hard thing to have a very graphic and emotional image. She was getting ready for an interview, a press interview, and maybe a man would. She's the elegance of the moment. It's hard to say. I don't know. I think when I'm always interested with editors, I'd like to hear what Mike has to say about this. If you put up anonymous pictures, could you tell if a man or a woman took them? I'm not sure, but that does speak to the intimacy of that I can sit at her feet and she wouldn't find it strange. That took a while, particularly her, because she hadn't been around photographers a lot, when she came into the White House. And I remember the breakthrough moment. I was sitting, inches away from her for 20 minutes, and all of a sudden she looked down and she said, "How long have you been here?" I said, "Oh, the whole time." And she said, "Don't be offended, but I just noticed that you were there." I said, "You made my day." That's like, we've arrived. Our relationship has arrived when you don't notice me.